Hey, we're back with another episode of Blockbuster Underground. Guess what? Another episode of the Acolyte. Ooh, we're almost done. Thank God, guys. Thank God. This one basically goes back and explains what actually happened and why May is so fucking mad with the Jedi and everything else. So it's basically a reprise of episode 3, everybody's favorite, told from the perspective, kind of both perspectives. It winds up, long story short, is the reason May is so mad with Saul is he killed her mom. What happens is you see the whole thing with episode 3 where they come in and they were like, oh yeah, we want to see if there's any Jedi kids here, and the mother does the weird thing to Game of Thrones guy and turns his eyes black. And you see another perspective of that where she's in his head saying, what are you afraid of? Like totally fucking with his mind. So they leave, and then the whole thing with the testing happens and that sort of shit. And then it comes back to the point where they finally get the blood samples that they took from the kids, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" The kids were like split apart, one person into two, and they're saying it's a divergence in the Force. Sounds almost like the dyad in the Force thing with Rey and Kylo in the sequels. So the council apparently says, no, we're not taking the kids. We're not going to train them. Torben, Game of Thrones kid, is like, we got to just prove there's a virgin in the Force. So he flies off on a speeder bike to the castle. Another little twist is we see the other mom, the Darth Maul mom, talking to May, and she's like, if you don't want Osha to leave, then get mad. So May like smashes the controls to the front door of the castle and stuff, locks them all in. Then she sets the fire, but then it looks like she's trying to put the fire out, and she's panicking, and then she goes, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." Meanwhile, Osha's stuck in the room like we saw in 3, where she crossed the little thing. Saul and Game of Thrones guy show up, and the main mom turns into like black mist. Not sure what the fuck that was all about. And Saul whips out his lightsaber and stabs her, kills her, right on the spot. The other witches all are sitting there with bows and arrows and shit, and they start shooting at the Game of Thrones guy, and he's like blocking them with his lightsaber. And then they're like, well, you shouldn't have brought him. And they're like, what are you talking about? And Game of Thrones kid's like, my mind is fortified now. You can't get into my brain. And they're like, no, not him. Him. And they point to the fucking Kelnaka, the Wookiee. They took over his brain. So he starts fighting against Saul and Torben. That explains the scar that Torben's got on his face later on before he drinks the juice and dies, whatever. The big fight with them, see a couple of clips in the trailers before anyway. And he, Trinity comes out of nowhere, does like a Trinity jump and lands on Kelnaka's shoulders and like mind wipes him. And in the process, like all the witches are in this other room, like swaying back and forth, and their eyes are all black, and they're obviously controlling Kelnaka. Once Trinity clears his head, they all drop dead for some reason. It's like, what? And the Darth Maul witch turns into smoke and then disappears too. So they rescue May, or no, rescue Osha. The scene again where they're on the catwalk, Star Trek Generations style thing, and you can see Saul sitting there using the Force to try to hold both, and then finally says, fuck it, I can't hold both, so he lets May's side go, and focuses on saving Osha. And we see the whole thing, jumps, collab, and they get back to the ship, and they're deciding what they're going to say to the council. And Trinity's like, well, we'll tell them the truth. We'll tell them May burned the place down and killed everyone, which isn't really the truth. And Saul's like, I want to turn myself into the High Council. And Trinity's like, well, no, if you do that, then Osha won't get trained as a Jedi, and you're going to ruin her dreams, and everything will be terrible. And Osha wakes up, and there's that whole scene with her and Saul that was in 3, and literally credits. So at least they gave us one little snippet of information in this, what was it, 30 something minute long episode. So it looks like the Jedi are being portrayed as being evil. The witches just wanted to do their witch thing and hang out and, do whatever. And Jedi came in and ruined it all for them. So, wow. What a revelation. And we got one episode left. So who knows how this is going to wrap up. I mean, they keep threatening us with a season 2. I fucking hope not. 8 episodes of this was well enough. But, yeah, another episode where not much happens at all. Barely progresses the plot in any way, shape, or form. It was kind of like the greatest hits of episode 3 with the stupid kids again. And yeah, fun. But one more episode to go. I don't know what the hell show I'm going to watch next and review. Maybe The Boys? I don't know. We're already halfway through, almost done season 4 of The Boys, so it's not much point now. But anyway, just wanted to get my 2 cents in on this new episode. Get this uploaded before work. And yeah. In the meantime, like, subscribe, tell all your friends about the channel, and we will catch you on the next video.